I had a
Sure.
quick question on the line of kind of how you were talking about. Was there any certain basketball player that you tried to image when playing or that you looked up to that you admired? And what position did you play?
Sure. Good question. Beckett, how old are you?
I'm 14.
Okay, so I'm probably going to outdate you with some of these references, but you might know some of the names. So I was looking, we're looking like 1995 on the players that I would try to look at. I didn't try to play like anybody, but I would take pieces from everybody. So I would take a piece from Shaquille O'Neal. I'm sure you know who he is, even though he's 7 feet, 300 pounds. I liked Reggie Miller was one of my first favorite players. Of course, you had Jordan, but everybody liked Jordan. So it was almost like a Jordan backlash if you didn't live in Chicago at that time.
That's why
Uh,
you went Reggie. There you go,
yeah,
Reggie.
exactly. You got the Reggie Miller. You got Patrick Ewing. The Knicks were my favorite team for a while. Patrick Ewing,
Okay.
7 feet.
Yep.
Charles Barkley played in my hometown, Philadelphia. Then you got Penny Hardaway. So a lot of guys who were taller, and we knew we wanted to play guard, but they wouldn't let us because we were taller than everybody else. Penny Hardaway gave us hope because he was like 6'7". He played point guard. Who else? Then you got Allen Iverson in Philadelphia because everybody wanted to do the crossover. One of my favorite players is a guy named Steve Francis. I'm not sure you know about
Yeah,
Steve. Yeah, Steve is one of my favorites. Steve Francis, Tracy McGrady,
yeah.
along those lines as well. Then you have Vince Carter because my thing was athleticism, so I was an above the rim guy. So Vince Carter was the guy above the rim. Of course, you had Kobe Bryant, and I would say that was pretty much it. And then as I've gotten older, I don't play actively anymore, but when I watch the game, I watch back all of Jordan's. I basically watched Jordan's whole career, and I've just come to appreciate him even more. Of course, you have LeBron. Let me not forget LeBron. I
Sure.
didn't try to play like him, but I would take a piece. I could take something from anybody. I don't care who it is. So I never tried to play like anybody. I always wanted to be an all-around player, Beckett. I wanted to be the type of player who any team you put me on, whatever that team needs, I can provide it. I didn't want to be the type of guy that I'm a scorer. So if you already have scores, then I'm basically useless. Or I'm a rebounder. If you have rebounders, you don't need me. I want to be a kind of player that, okay, what do you need? You need defense? I can do that. You need a scorer? I'll do that. You need a shooter? I'll do that. I wanted to be a player who had no holes in my game. So I would borrow from anyone.
It's really good.
Mm,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
sure.
And
Oh,
Mr.
my
Wells.
position. Oh, he was one more question. Yes, I didn't answer. He asked what position I played. I played guard. So I was 6'4". In the neighborhood where I grew up, everybody is short. So I was playing center in rec leagues. In
Yeah.
high school, I was like a backup center. In college, I got to play on the wing, and sometimes I would get moved to power forward. But in the pros, when you step into the pros, there's 6'10", 7 foot guys on the team. They expect you to be able to handle the ball and play guard.
Yeah.
So even if you are forced to play center in high school, you better be working on your guard skills on your own. So when you get to college, you can actually play. And I'll give you one last piece. Someone like Kobe Bryant, because he's from outside of Philly, Lower Merion. His high school games came on in my town. He was like 6'7" in high school. He was the tallest player on his team. He was basically the center. If you watch the games, Kobe was functionally a center. But he got to the NBA, he was a shooting guard. Thing is, Kobe worked on his guard skills on his own time. And then when he came into the team concept, he did what the team needed. So a good player always does what the team needs. And if you are thinking about your next level, you can't impose that on your current situation because that's not what the team needs. You play to the team, but on your own, you work on what team you're going to be on tomorrow. So I use Kobe as an example there because people may not want to hear it from me, but when I use Kobe, they'll listen to it. So
That's good.
yeah,
No, that's really good.
Yes,
And
sir.
Mr.
Being,
Wells,
you
think
know,
about
Sure.
what he's saying there too on the, he's talking about, it was something, it folded right into your board of directors and what you do there. He says, he can take something from everybody, right? He's watching all these different players. Like I can pull something from everybody. That board of directors project that you guys take on during this year is exactly that. You're pulling some of the people in my board of directors, and I've got them up here on the wall over here. I'm not even looking. A couple of these guys aren't even necessarily good people, but there's one or two things that are in there. I go, ooh, that's an amazing quality. And if I can adopt that and figure out how that looks when I get to go serve and lead other people, that's what we're doing, right? He's talking about the exact same thing. Just using basketball is a great example of that. No, it's really
Thank you for the question,
yes,
Beckett.
sir. Thank you
Appreciate it.
so much.